The people at Pixar have made it clear that they're capable of some dark thoughts. Like, look at this thing. You don't come up with something like that without accessing some messed up part of your brain. But their most messed up movie is probably The Incredibles, and today we're going to talk about why that is. Here is why The Incredibles might be the darkest Pixar movie ever. We're talking dead children, huge disasters, murder/sabotage plots. It gets dark. Before we jump in, if this is your first time on the Screen Rant channel, please do consider hitting that subscribe button and ringing the bell to stay up to date with our videos. So first off, let's talk about a scene that got a laugh out of most of us. It's the one where Edna Mode mentions all the heroes that had cape problems. We get a silly little montage and it's pretty fun. Well, some users on 4chan and Tumblr took a closer look at that scene and realized it's really messed up. First off, okay, there's superheroes dying, already kind of messed up, but the one where the character Stratogale gets sucked into a plane engine is especially dark. Horrible way to die, but that's not the only point. The special features of the Incredibles DVD had some character bios that revealed Stratogale was a high school student. So this is a child getting chopped to pieces by a jet engine. And we all laughed, which in retrospect wasn't super cool of us. But it gets even darker than that. So let's talk about birds for a second. Birds hitting planes and getting sucked into jet engines cost aviation companies worldwide about $1.2 billion annually. That's killed about 200 people since 1988. They're called bird strikes and they're a real problem. Just ask Sully from the movie Sully. What I'm trying to say is that it's time for some bird math. The average weight of a pigeon is 11 ounces. The average weight of a 14-year-old girl is 105 pounds or 1,680 ounces. So Stratogale getting sucked into a jet engine is like if 152.7 pigeons clustered together and kamikazed themselves into a moving aircraft. In short, that plane probably crashed. I could have just said that. That all means we're watching the death of a teenage girl, probably followed by the deaths of a couple of hundred people on that flight. All because Edna Mode used to put capes on her costumes. The fact that she now has a no cape policy means she definitely blames herself for that incident and all the other cape-related ones too. Edna Mode is walking around with the death of hundreds of people, including children, on her conscience. She even has a little catchphrase about not looking back. Some fans even say that the plane crash might be one of the major things that made the public turn against supers in the first place. All of that is resting on Edna's tiny shoulders and tiny conscience. But the theory also claims that Edna might have found a way to redeem herself. In a pretty twisted and maniacal way though. Syndrome had a traumatizing experience when he was a kid and was made very self-conscious about his homemade costume. So for the new one, it would make sense that at one point he forced Edna to make it, or at the very least got some advice from her. Edna had a good feeling that this guy was gonna be bad news. So Edna, the most outspoken person about the dangers of capes, made sure that Syndrome's costume had a cape. That's exactly what ended up being the final blow that killed him, in the exact same way that Stratogale met her demise. So in the midst of this action-packed kids movie, there was this tiny lady haunted by the fact that she was responsible for the deaths of hundreds of innocent people, and took it upon herself to potentially save hundreds by making sure that a future supervillain had a costume with the same fatal flaw that led her down this path in the first place. In conclusion, this movie is messed up, and I can't wait for the second one. That's it for today's video. Let us know in the comments section what you think about this dark Incredibles theory. And if you're watching this on the Screen Rant Facebook page, you can hit that link to jump over to YouTube and subscribe. Thanks for watching.